Why do you do what you do?
Because I love it, and it makes me feel alive. It gives me some sort of a purpose.
Do you want to be famous?
Oh God, no. I think I couldn't handle fame. And it wouldn't make you feel uncomfortable?
I feel like it's part of the contract. If you put yourself out there and are a performer, then, you know, you have to deal with that side of things. So, you know, critics writing reviews that might not be nice.
Yeah.
And people having no sense of boundaries with you because they think they know you because they've seen you on a screen.
I think it's just such a strange concept, being famous, and as you said, like if people think they can just invade your boundary and they don't see you as a person anymore, but as this kind of mega thing that is put on a pedestal, I think that is becoming very dangerous. It also, I don't know, maybe you become an asshole because nobody is like saying no to you anymore, you know?
30 years ago when the wall came down, the city of Berlin was presented with an opportunity to reinvent itself and start over, to become something totally new. Artists and musicians moved into abandoned buildings and brought new life to the city. Today, a very different place, Berlin is still teeming with people who come here to make art. Filmmakers, dancers, actors, designers, painters. But what does it take to make it happen? I'm Jad Salfiti, a culture journalist, and I want to meet some of the creators living in Berlin. What inspires their creativity, and how much work does it take to realise your dream? I wanted to find out.
Hello.
Take me, taste me, while our bodies slowly levitating. Feel me closer as we're drifting in the spaces never seen. I'm diving in your swimming pool, and I love the way we flow. Nothing like when you lift me up.
I'm Alex Landwing, and the short name is A-Wing. I'm a musician and songwriter living in between Switzerland and Berlin. I grew up in a super small city called Zug. Imagine myself like growing up in this gingerbread house. That's literally how it looks like from Hansel and Gretel. I was always fascinated by bigger cities like such as London, New York and Berlin. I really fell in love with the rawness of this city and how many creative people are living here and living a little bit on the edge. I feel like it's such an open city. People are not so judgmental. You can try out different things. The art scene and the music scene is huge. So I feel like people feel safe to try out new things. And so you can be 60 years old and become a roller skater at Tempelhofer Feld and people cheer you up.
My soul is on display, willing to fall again. Feel the heat on my skin, I'm getting closer. Ready to dive right into the deep end.
Yeah.
Do you think fame is different now because we have all these different platforms and it's not the same way as it used to be where, like back in the 20s, everyone would go to the cinema and there'd just be one set of movie stars. Now there's so many different kinds of fame.
I think you're probably more famous or just well known in a niche. So you have to basically find your target audience. MTV was maybe a format where you would find your most favorite artist, but now there's just so many channels, so I feel like as a musician you just have to have your target audience, and maybe in that bubble you're well known or well respected, but it could be that someone else who listens to a completely different genre would never know you.
So restless I can't sleep. Where is sadness, where is anger? Why can't I surrender to a place where I can be? I am ready to free fall, ready to be caught, let go of my ego. I am ready to free fall.
Female female empowerment in my music is very important, especially the last 2 to 3 years. I've really looked into myself a lot, and I found that I need to work harder on becoming a better feminist. I feel like in the past I wasn't always a great feminist. I was myself a little bit insecure, so I saw other female artists or women sometimes as a competition, and I was a bit jealous, and I wasn't always that supportive. But I really realized that it came from a place of insecurity, and so I worked on myself quite a lot the last 3 years, and I just realized it's so much more beautiful to collaborate with other women, to support each other, to lift each other up, and through collaboration rather than competition, that's where the magic is happening.
It's impossible to know what will happen next, but listening to A-Wing talk about her creative process made me realise how much there was to juggle on top of creating the art. From music videos to social media marketing, and that's before paying your rent. There are no guarantees who will or won't succeed, whatever that might mean. One thing's for sure though, watching her and many friends build her brand from the ground up, you immediately realise she's determined to make it happen.
Okay, so I decided to write some poetry down to see if we could make it into a song. Shall we take a look at that and see? Okay. So this is called Gaslit.
Gaslit.
And how do you want to do this?
So I'm gonna just play 2 easy chords in a loop, and you're just gonna sing.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Brighter gaslighter will fire devour, brighter denier hard cry in the shower, writer my story true daring defier, fighter inviter turn pain into power, speechless spellbound struggling to blink, push me out heart starting to stink.
Now you want me to sing the chorus?
I want you to make it sound good. Can you?
Made me think I was incapable, pushed me out hard, starting to think, treating me out, impossible, speechless, bound and struggling to blink. When did you think you were fireproof? When you shut me down, gaslit me, walked in smiling, song our doom for the youth. Brighter gaslighter will fire devour, brighter denier heart cry in the shower, writer my story true daring the fire, fighter inviter turn pain into power, to power. Okay, now it's your turn again.
Walked in. So this is about the bit when I stopped being gaslit. Walked out the room, pen grasped in my hand, confused and dejected, I didn't take a stand. Took the gaslighter, I'm reclaiming my land. Flames growing flicker, flicker green forest fanned. Brighter gaslighter, 1,000 miles per hour. Brighter denier, clink your glasses at happy hour.
Okay, then maybe the chorus again. Brighter gaslighter will fire devour,
Brighter denier, hard cry in the shower.
writing my story to fire, fighting the inviter turn pain into power.
I want you to sing the next bit. I'm kind of curious to see how that will sound.
Pain into power. What's the next bit?
Walked out the room.
Walked out the room, pen grasped in my hand, confused and dejected, didn't take a stand. Took the gaslighter, reclaiming my land.
Flames glow and flicker, flicker. Green forest fan. What's fan? What's fan?
It's like this. That's fanning.
Okay.
It's like when you hear like the flickering and it's like fanned because the fire is growing.